Good morning, it's Thursday, March 11th, and this is the Wenatchee World's podcast, Slices of Wenatchee. We're excited to bring you a closer look at one of our top stories and other announcements every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Today, the Wenatchee School Board is considering bringing all students back full-time in April now that teachers are being vaccinated. Today's episode is brought to you by Equilus Group Incorporated. Equilus Group Incorporated is a registered investment advisory firm in the states of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. Equilus Group Incorporated, building your financial success. Learn more at equilusfinancial.com, member SIPC and FINRA. Now our feature story. With teachers and staff now being vaccinated, Wenatchee Superintendent Paul Gordon said this has changed his thinking about staying in hybrid learning for the rest of the school year.
100% of our staff would be offered the first and second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. That's where, the sand shifted under our feet, I believe last Tuesday or Wednesday, when President Biden made sure that all educators were going to be receiving the vaccine by the end of March. And that was significant. So as I said earlier, the sands continue to shift. It feels like on a weekly basis. And even though a few weeks ago I said our intentions were to maintain in our current hybrid, it was always with the understanding that things do change and we'll continue to reevaluate. And this is an opportunity for us to continue to reevaluate where we're at.
During the Tuesday night Wenatchee School Board meeting, which was held over Zoom, Dr. Michele Sandberg acknowledged how challenging the year has been so far.
There's been a lot of pivoting this year, and we've expected our students to pivot and our teachers to pivot, but obviously all these other groups, our office staff, our paraprofessionals, our transportation, our meals. I mean, everybody has had to pivot a number of times. And so it's just under remarkable circumstances, everybody has just rose to the occasion of just delivering the best service, whatever their area of expertise was, and then added some. So I just appreciate everybody's effort that they've given as always, but everybody's given, I know, more than 110%. So thank you.
Teacher Donald Whipple brought up concerns about changing course outside of what experts recommend. He also noted that the hybrid approach has been working and has been safe.
And I think we need to keep in mind that at the middle and high school levels, our students were out of classrooms for over 10 months. That's the longest period since they entered kindergarten without face-to-face instruction. Coming back was a big change. And I don't feel they need more changes right now. If we were to make a change, it would be, say, late April, we're back for 6 weeks, and then they're out again. Changes to a full day could really be detrimental at this point. And I think that we all need to listen to our experts. What we're doing is working. And by our experts, I mean our district and building administrators. The safest path to continue moving our students forward is to leave well enough alone and stay the course mapped out by the experts. I'm getting good results. Other teachers that I share with are getting good results. I can see it in my kids' eyes. They're doing well in a lot of ways. From my history class, the football team, Wenatchee High School, I've seen students adapt to what we're doing. And I think hybrid is working for the purpose of educating our students and giving them an education right now and put them in a safe place. We're able to keep it safe right now with the numbers we have. And I think we should stay on that path. That's my opinion, but there's some facts in there too.
The superintendent also said the tentative plan is to bring back all students for full-time in-person learning no sooner than mid to late April. For now, the school district is surveying parents, staff, and students.
We're surveying our staff, our parents, and our students, 6 through 8 students. Staff, we sent that out today. Parents, we will be sending that out tomorrow morning. And students, sometime next week within their classroom, so we can create a really equitable opportunity for our kids to take the assess or the survey for us. So we really want to make sure that we're asking some pretty straightforward, direct questions about returning to full in-person learning or continuing the hybrid learning for our school district. How the parents will hear about it, we have a goal of somewhere in that 4,000 response range, which is 2 times higher than what we normally get. But we feel like this is incredibly important because I think a lot of people have said, I hear all parents or this group of parents or all staff or all students. We've been throwing around all a lot or most or many. And that's quite honestly in our circle of friends that we're making those assumptions. What we're hoping for is that we get a large percentage of our parents, of our staff, and our students to take this very brief survey.
At the next board meeting, which will happen at the end of the month on March 23rd, Gordon says he'll bring the board the survey data that's been collected, along with information from state and local health officials. At that point, they'll determine the best way to move forward. To stay up to date on in-person learning and all local coronavirus news, visit us at WenatcheeWorld.com. Before we continue, a special thanks to our friends and sponsors at Confluence Health. The team at Confluence Health is grateful for the trust the community puts in them every single day. They are diligently working to improve the health and quality of life for our friends and neighbors. They are grateful. They are Confluence Health. Learn more by visiting them at confluencehealth.org. Next, we'd like to take a moment to recognize a local leader from the Wenatchee World's North Central Washington Impact Awards. Today, Public Life and Leadership Award winner Dr. Malcolm Butler. Dr. Butler is the health officer of the Chelan Douglas Health District, and he has become the face of the Wenatchee Valley medical community in the fight to control COVID-19.
Yeah, people have asked me, well, why do you keep going? And my answer has always been, it's a pandemic. Walking away is not an option in a pandemic. I had no idea of how difficult it was going to be, how ugly it got at times, and how deep I was going to have to dig to find the compassion that was needed for everybody who has been affected by this. Yeah, so it's been a very big challenge. And then just the emotional heartbreak of all of the disease and all of the mortalities we've had has been very, very challenging. I take it one day at a time. I've had an enormous amount of support from my wife, Cherie, from my family at Columbia Valley Community Health, who have been very patient with me through this time. I think I have been impressed, surprised may be too strong a word, but impressed at the fortitude that we have in our healthcare system, of people who just keep going back day after day after day and helping people who are struggling with this disease. And then they drive home in the evening and they see a community, parts of which just don't even seem to believe it exists. And they know that they're going to be asked to care for those same people should they get ill. And yet, the healthcare workers have still gone back to work to carry on. I think it's very challenging work, and certainly during the pandemic, it's been a long, long time since I have come home from work and needed to take a nap before I could eat dinner. The thing that gets me into work every morning is I really do feel that I have a very impactful job, or I have opportunities to be very impactful in my work. I think also just the politicization of this pandemic and some of the very strong feelings and vitriol that has been involved, it just takes it out of you. I mean, I think you can get up and fight the good fight when you know everybody's behind you, supporting you. But when you feel that the people you're trying to protect are throwing mud at you, that has pushed a lot of people out the door.
Dr. Butler's roots go deep in the Valley, where he is also the Chief Medical Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health and a longtime family practice doctor. We also asked how he felt about being recognized for his work throughout the pandemic.
I was surprised at my reaction to hearing that I was invited to be recognized in this way. It just felt unfair that I should be recognized. And as I've reflected on that, it's because I know how hard so many people have been working over the past year, and how deep so many people have had to dig just to make it through to the end of the day. Again, though, as I've said, this has been, the most difficult year of my career. And I have had the opportunity to explore the depths of my soul. And what I found there was compassion and integrity and fortitude. And in a strange way, I feel blessed because it is those gifts that have allowed me to get up every morning and to go back into the fight.
Now, some local history. Wenatchee Valley History is brought to you by Neighbor.
Introducing Neighbor, the neighborhood alliance for better understanding and respect. We bridge the gap between local news and social media through quality community journalism. Neighbor is your trusted, free online forum where you can connect with your community, focus on facts, and make a difference. Join the conversation today.
Go to neighbor.wenatcheeworld.com or download the Wenatchee World app.
The Morris Building is the second oldest in Wenatchee. It was built in 1894. The Morris Building was first known as the Baker and Hyatt Building, later in 1903 the Rary Building, but you probably know it as the Wells and Morris Hardware Building. Thanks for listening. We'd also like to thank our sponsor again, Equilus Group Incorporated, a registered investment advisory firm in the states of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. The Wenatchee World has been engaging, informing, and inspiring North Central Washington communities since 1905. We encourage you to subscribe today to keep your heart and mind connected to what matters most in North Central Washington. Thank you for starting your morning with us, and don't forget to tune in again on Saturday.